Hey everybody, this is Carla, and this time I'm here with a review for episode 20 of season 2 of Scorpion. This episode is titled Djibouti Call, which might actually be the worst episode title I have ever seen or heard in my entire life, ever. Okay, that's just cringeworthy. I mean, I cringed when Toby was saying it. It's like really bad third-party embarrassment. But they didn't have to make it the episode title. That just adds salt to the wound, man. It's really bad. The episode itself, though, wasn't really that bad. I mean, it wasn't one of the greats, but I liked it for the most part. I have to start by saying I really liked him. I liked him. I think he'd be a good addition for at least a few episodes. I believe he'll be recurring. I'm not entirely sure. But I liked him, and I like him to stay around for a little bit at least. Obviously, he's going to, have a something with Paige, I guess. They kind of made it pretty obvious in this one. And it kind of annoys me a little bit. Just a little bit, though. But it does annoy me that sort of all the relationships in this show, like first we had Happy and Toby, and now we have Paige and Walter. Like all of the major relationships in this show, they sort of have to go through this jealousy path. I don't know why. It's very, 90s teen sitcom-y in a way. So I almost wish they wouldn't, but they kind of made it obvious in this episode that they will go there. I don't mind though, because like I said, I liked him. I think he's a good character. If maybe a little too perfect, but I'm sure we'll see more of him and learn more about him during his recurring episodes. So I don't terribly mind. I actually think he makes a nice couple with Paige. I guess we'll see how much Walter actually lets his jealousy rule, even though he insists that he's not jealous. I like that they try to pass it off as it being about Cabe, when we all knew from the beginning of the episode that nope, it wasn't going to be about Cabe. Sorry, it's all about Paige. So yeah, I liked him. I liked the actor. I liked the character. I'd like to see him stick around for a little while and maybe create some controversy. But it does kind of sting a little that the jealousy plot is so overused in this show. Still, I enjoyed this, the plot of this episode itself. I enjoyed it a lot because unlike most of the times when they kind of go into a third world nation and do like geniusy stuff, this time they were actually invited. They didn't have to sneak in, so it was actually believable in a way that the government might actually want them to help with this, installing this antenna or whatever. And of course, Cabe, being on a secret mission is a very Homeland thing to do. I like the mission itself. I like the idea that this guy is funding terrorist cells through antiquities. It's very believable. It's a very believable reason to kind of go in, especially if it's just two people. Unlike most of the time when they do these secret missions, and I'm like, why don't you just send Navy SEALs in, a group of Navy SEALs or something, people who were trained, instead of the Scorpion team, who probably could not outrun a tricycle. So it does seem kind of better that these two guys, Cabe and Tim, actually go in on an undercover mission, because it was a small threat, technically speaking. And I like the idea that they could totally, manufacture, 3D print an old looking, relic looking pot that actually looked exactly the same as the ancient pot they were trying to sell off. It was, it's a stretch, but it was a funny stretch, unlike a lot of the other stretches that the show has gone like way too far for my suspension of disbelief. This one I can buy. The part that I didn't buy though is that this dude is selling this artifact to these, wealthy New York people, to this husband and wife, and he's never seen their faces. Like, that was just ridiculous. Come on. You're an international, illegal artifacts dealer. I'm quite sure you have all your bases covered and you know who you're selling to. You know their background. You've checked everything about them. How is it possible that he didn't know what they looked like? I mean, if they really are that rich, they're probably everywhere. You just have to Google them and you'll find a picture, I'm sure. So that felt really weak, that Paige and Tim could just show up and be like, hey, yeah, we're that couple you're selling that pot to, right? I don't think that happens that way. There's no way it would happen that way in real life. Apart from that, though, I enjoyed it, even if Toby was a little bit too annoying. I mean, he's usually annoying, but I love him for it. This time, he was actually grating with the whole, truth or dare thing, which it's kind of silly, because how many times are we going to go down this path of, Toby needs something to, like, dial down his addiction, so if it isn't gambling, then it's like gambling on a lesser scale, and then if it's not gambling on a lesser scale, then it's gonna be, dares. Like, how many episodes do we have to go through this? Like, how many times does Happy have to, like, have a talk to him about how their relationship is the best thing ever until he finally stops, trying to look for a thrill elsewhere? That's kind of annoying. But hopefully this will be the last one. I'm not quite sure where they're going with this lawyer thing. I mean, it seemed funny in the previous episode. In this one, it just seems silly. And it seems really not a smart thing to do for, Sylvester to actually be paying him, or for Scorpion to actually be paying him just out of pity, so he can win a trial, he can win a trial at some point. It seems kind of not really smart. Like, you're going for money, so you're going to keep paying this loser lawyer the money that you so rightfully won for your hospital ward. Like, why again? Why are you doing that? It doesn't seem funny. I didn't think the guy himself was that funny either. Not in this one. He just seemed like really self-deprecating, and it wasn't really funny. They keep equating being a genius with all the other losers in the planet, which is not a bad thing, because yes, we've all felt rejected at some point. We've all felt overlooked at some point, and given the difficulties that people with genius level IQs have in order to connect with other people, I guess they feel that way more often than not. Still, be friends with the guy. Don't pay him for cases that you don't yet have. It's like Ralph said, he's not a very good lawyer. I almost died laughing when he actually said that. I mean, sure, invite the guy for drinks. Have him around. Be his pal, but it doesn't really seem very smart to just give money away like that if you don't know that the guy can actually win a trial, especially if you don't even have like a case to bring up with him, because they already came to the conclusion that Sylvester trying to sue these TV shows isn't going to roll at all. It's not going to fly. So what is he going to be paying this guy for? Like, which other case are they going to find? It just seemed kind of like a stretch. And the guy wasn't really funny, I'm sorry. I don't know. I liked him in the previous episode, but just in this one, it's like, I didn't like it at all in this one. So I don't know where they're going with this thing, but I guess I'll have to wait and see. The rest of the episode, though, I actually liked a lot. It's not going to be the best episode ever, and probably not going to be one that I like remember and go rewatch every once in a while or anything, but it was enjoyable. It was good to see them go into a third world country and not actually have to stretch the truth too much, I guess. So I enjoyed that aspect of it. I liked him. I look forward to seeing what they do with him, apart, hopefully, from the jealousy plot, which is kind of cliche, but I like him, so I don't really mind, I guess. And yeah, it was an okay episode. I enjoyed watching it. I didn't think I was going to, but I did. So that was a surprise. That's it for my review. As usual, be sure to visit our website at thegeekypub.com. We have reviews not just for previous Scorpion episodes, but also for other TV shows, books, movies, games. We have a ton of stuff in there, so be sure to visit and check it out. And also, if you like our reviews, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, because that's usually where our reviews go up first. Most of the time, even before they hit the website, they're up on YouTube. So if you don't want to miss anything we upload, then you have to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And that's it from me today. I will see you guys in my next review. Bye.